For blurred, I knew I had to make a Carrie dress. I knew I had to make the flowers, have the shoes and everything. I was originally going to do a headpiece, but the headpiece is a little too complicated for me. So we just stuck with the dress, the flowers, and other things, and y'all will see all of it. I had a good time doing this. It took me quite some time because I was busy as ever. And this is my first time really painting fabric, let alone I've only tie-dyed things because everyone has pretty much tie-dyed things. But I just knew Carrie needed to come to life, and I wanted to make her more on the glittery side because I'm a glitter girly through and through. And while I was, painting and learning what I should be doing, your girl made some mistakes along the way, and I didn't even realize it until after watching this footage, and it made me laugh so stinking much. So obviously, to begin with, I got some fabric paint from Michael's, and if you read the back of it, it tells you that it takes about 4 hours to dry fully, and that you need to put cardboard or something in between your dress as you're painting it. And I understood this after the fact because, although I still put cardboard or a piece of wood, whatever, under each part I was painting, I didn't realize why they said that until it started to bleed through the fabric. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. So I would recommend, if you're doing a big long dress, get you little pieces of cardboard that you can cut up and just stuff inside of it, because I had a lot going on. I would say I had paper bags, I was trying so hard. And this is the biggest mistake I made. I was so upset watching the footage. I was like, no, I did not. So for fabrics, you need to use fabric paint, right? This paint right here is acrylic paint, and that paint is what I used for the flowers and some other pieces I did for Carrie. So please pay attention to what you're doing. I was just so excited that I had time to work on it that I was like, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I would, wholeheartedly recommend the pieces of wood or cardboard, because using those paper bags ended up biting me in the butt later, and I did record what happened. But I pretty much would work on a section, think about how I wanted the blood to fall, and I made sure that one part of it was looking more saturated than the other. And by this time, I was so excited because I felt like it was coming to life. And initially, I was so scared because I was like, oh, maybe I'm doing too many straight lines. I don't know. But she really did come together, and by the time I was on the last section, as you saw, I was finally using the correct paint again. It's just I just wasn't paying attention. That's really what it boils down to. And I had actually a really good time doing this. I would absolutely do this again and see where it gets me. And if I didn't mention this before, I ended up getting this dress from Shein. I looked at a bunch of them, and I tried to get something that matched what the 80s Carrie wore. And she kind of wears, it almost looks like a sweet, sweet, adorable silky nightgown. So this, I felt like, was nice. It gave nightgown, but still really formal. And as you can see, on the right side, there's some of the flowers I had done because I had worked on the flowers first and then I worked on the dress. But here, I wanted the left side to be more saturated than the right side. And I made sure that the flowers and everything else I did matched that. So I would make that side be more quote unquote bloody. And I just played around with what I could do. When it came to the rhinestoning, which I'll make a separate video for, I just felt like I had no idea what I was doing because there was just so many possibilities. It was either I could just fully rhinestone everything, or I could fully rhinestone, sections. I could do whatever. This is what happened when I used a paper bag at the bottom. And that's because the paint was sticking or pulling through it and sticking. But this is what she looked like when I finally finished her. And as you can see, the darkest part is where I used the acrylic. Ha!